Hi, everybody. I haven't previewed this one, so we're going to take a look at the first section in U of Algebra 1 IXL, and it's is the point xy a solution to a system of equations? So we'll take a look at it, see what it looks like. I'm assuming they're going to ask us to substitute in and test to see if it's a solution or not. One of the nice things about having these written in standard form is that it's easy to substitute because the x's and y's are written in the right order. It makes it a little easier. So the first step is to check and see, and I hope you can see right away that 13 times 3 is 39, and that is much bigger than 10. So I can see already that this is not a solution, but I'm going to go ahead and substitute it in formally. 13x plus 4y is supposed to be equal to 10. Now, this has to be true for both equations. It happens to be true for the bottom equation. We can see that x plus y is equal to 7 in this case, because our x was 3 and our y was 4, and this is true. The problem is that for it to be a solution to a system of equation, it has to be true for both. Now, if these are two different lines that intersect, there is one solution and only one solution. And it will be true for both equations because it has to be on both lines. Now, it is possible that you're going to have parallel lines which have absolutely no solution. In this case, they would have to have the same slope, and that isn't true here, obviously. The other possibility is that the two lines are exactly the same and that they lie on top of one another, and they're just the same thing, just a different version. For example, if I wrote 2x plus 2y is equal to 14, this equation would be the same as that equation. And so they would be this situation where you have an infinite number of solutions. In this particular case, is this a solution? We can see very clearly that it's not. If we put the 3 in here, we get 39 plus 4 times 4 is 16, and 39 and 16 is 55, and it's certainly not equal to 10, is it? So this is a no. I know I went overboard there. Let's do the rest a little bit quicker now. 2, 9. Now this time we don't have them written in standard form, and you have to be very careful. Remember, the y is on this side over here. So 9 equals 4 times 2 plus 1. Yay, the first one is true. But be careful. You need to check the second one as well. 9 is equal to x, which is 2 plus 7. And that is also true. So both of these are true. So this is a yes. By the way, this is the situation where you've got something that looks like this, and you've got another one that looks like this, and you do get a solution right there. So yes. Okay, I'm going to go a little faster now. I have a 1 and a 6. Let's see. Is it true for the first one? It is. Is it true for the second one? It is. So it's a yes. Hopefully you can see that I took 5 plus 1 and got 6, and I took 5 times 1 plus 1, and I got 6. Now this time I have a 6 and a 1, which gives me 43. That is certainly not equal to 1, so it's a no. When both of those are positive, it makes it pretty easy to test. Now remember, let's see, 1 and 1. 2 plus 15 is equal to 17. That's true. 1 plus 20 is equal to 30, so it's not true for the second one. So this is a no. Notice I was just substituting in the 1 and the 1. Now in this one, remember, we're going to put the 7 over here with the y and the x over here, because remember, that's always xy. Now, for the first one, it looks almost right, but that's not true. 1 plus 8 is 9, not 7. But 4 plus 3 is 7. So it did work for the second one, but not the first one. So this is a no. Hopefully this is clear. If you need to see it a little bit slower, remember, all I'm doing is I'm just taking y equals 8 times x plus 7, and I'm substituting this x and this y in there. This was an x of 4, and this is a y of 10, which is, of course, not true. This is 39 over here on the right, and 39 is certainly not equal to 10, is it? So that means the first one is not true. The second one happens to be true, but not the first one. So this is a no. Okay, I'm going to go a little faster. Hopefully it's okay. Now this time we have a 3 and a 1. And since they're both positive, there is no possible way we're going to get 8 out of that. We've got 15 and 15, which makes 30. So this is out, and that makes it a no. I don't even have to check the other one. I know you guys want to see it going a little faster. Now this one's going to be a lot tougher. Now y equals -6 makes this true for sure. Now a lot of people say, well, wait a minute, what about the x? Well, don't worry about it. Basically, what we're doing here is we've got y equals -6, which looks like this. And the point 6, -6 is right there. Now, let's take a look at this other one. We have 1/3 x minus 8. Now, if I go down here to -8, and I go up 1 and over 3, and I go up 1 and over 3, I am actually going to be on that line, and it's going to be true. Now, clearly, you don't want to do all this to figure this out. All you need to do is substitute. Now, for this particular one, this is true because y is equal to -6. Now, for the second one, I want to test, is -6 equal to 1/3 times 6, that's my x value right there, minus 8. 1/3 of 6 is the 2 minus 8, which of course is equal to -6. That's why this worked where it did. So hopefully that's clear. And let's take a look at another one. This one, we have a 4 plus 7 is 11, and x is equal to 4. Now, this is, even though x equals 4 is not a function, it can be written as an equation. And in this particular case, we've got the x plus 7, y equals 11, which looks something like this, and x equal to the 4, which is, I don't know, let's see, 4 and 7. Oh, I messed it up a little bit, sorry. I wanted to make it look like it was in the right place, but anyway, it's right there. This is x equals 4, and this one is more or less correct. And your intersection is right there, and it is true. I just didn't draw it perfectly. All right, 2, 6, is this a solution to this system of equations? And again, we're going to put the 6 over for the y and the 2 for the x, and 2 plus 9 is 11. It is not equal to 6. 18 plus 8 is not equal to 6 either. So it's no, it's not true for either one. This one, we have a 1 and a -1. Now, what's going to happen is the first number is going to stay the same because it's getting multiplied by 1, but the second number is going to change its sign. And this can get really confusing, and it can be really long, and this gives people all kinds of pause because they've got that double negative, they've got a subtraction, a lot of things going on. But remember, 5, there's a double negative here, which makes a plus 14, and it is true, it's equal to 19. With the calculator, not a good plan. You will have issues with the subtraction versus the multiply and so on. Now, the second problem says 2 times 1 minus -1 is equal to 3, which is also true. So in this case, it's a yes. Notice that 1, -1 made these true. Now in this one, we have a 3 and a 4. This is not true. Clearly, 18 plus 4 is 22, not 4. And in the second one, 9 plus 16 is not equal to 9. So it's not true for either one. In this one, that -1/4 gives people some trouble. The nice thing is that we have -4s in both cases, but just be careful. This -4 is going to that side, and this -4 is going to that side, and 1 minus 5 is -4. And negative 12 plus 8 is negative 4. And this is a yes. You could graph them. You could stick them in a graphing calculator, which would be crazy, but you could do it. I mean, it would work. I just substituted it in my head. It's so much easier. Let's take a look at this next one here. 1/9 of 9 is 1. I just want to keep that in mind because remember, my x is going to go in here, right? 1/9 of 9 is 1 minus 9 is negative 8. So that's true. I'm just doing it in my head. It's not that hard. Now I'm going to put the 9 in right here for the x. Now this time I get negative 3 minus 5, which is also negative 8. And it's a yes. They're both true. Again, calculators with those fractions, if you don't put them in parentheses, you can have all sorts of issues with this. But this is yes, it's true. All right, we have a 3 and a 3. 21 and 21 makes 42. That's not true. 3 and 45 is not 17. It's not true for either one. That is a no. And you want to be able to recognize this a little bit right away. Now, 2 and 1. 2 times 6 is 12 plus 1 is 13. So that's true. 2 times 2 is 14 plus 13, which is 17. And that's true. So it's a yes. Hopefully I'm not going too fast for you. Let's see. We've got x equals 3. Well, that's 3, so it's good. And then we have 1/3 of x, which is 1, isn't it? Because 1/3 of 3 is 1, and 1 minus 7 is negative 6. So it's true for both. And in this one, we've got 1 and negative 1. Now, if both of these, both of them are negative 1. So that's true for the first one. Negative 5 plus negative 6 is negative 11. What about negative 11? Oops, geez. That's a negative 1 inside there. Sorry, it's a little funky looking. Negative 11 minus 12 is not 5. So it's a no in the second one. This one would give us negative 23 in the second equation. So it's a no. We're getting there. Hopefully you'll stick with me. Negative 9 and 7. Oh, interesting. It's going to be kind of big numbers here. Don't worry. It's just 35. Oops. And negative 18, isn't it? And that does give you 17. Yes, it does. So the first one is true. Now the second one is a little harder to see. I've got 13 times negative 9. Some people are going to want to grab the calculator. I'm not going to. I'm going to go ahead and do it by hand, but I want to see, is this equal to negative 5? So I'm substituting in. Now this piece right here is negative 117, isn't it? And this piece right here is going to be 112, 1, 1, 2, yep. And that is negative 5, so it is true. Little harder. You have to do a little more work, and especially if you're going to multiply in your head. But yes, it's true. Got to trust yourself on occasion. All right, now we've got a 10. That's 150 minus 4 times 12 is 48. 150 minus 48 is 102. That is not 11. That's not true. Now the second one is true. Yes, x is equal to 10. But in this first one, this is supposed to be a 10. I'm sorry, it's kind of funky looking. There's 150 minus 48, which is 102. It's not equal to 111, so it's a no. We've got a negative 6 and a negative 9. Now, this can give people trouble. That's negative 54. That's 6 times negative 9. But then I have a plus 45, don't I? Because I have a negative 5 times a negative 9. And again, that negative, it gives people trouble because it's a subtraction, even though it means the same as plus and negative 5. It gets a lot of students very confused about that. That's why I like addition instead of subtraction. But anyway, that is negative 9, isn't it? That sum does make negative 9, so the first one is good. Now the second one is going to be 12 times negative 6. I'm going to go ahead and write it. Plus negative 10. Notice I rewrote it a little bit different. Y is negative 9. Now this one's a bit easier. This is going to be negative 96. And this piece is going to be plus 90. And that gives me negative 6, which is not true. Is this negative? Oh, no, that's not negative 96. Dang, I can't multiply today. Sorry. That's going to be negative 72 plus 90, which is 18. And that is true. Dang, I multiplied wrong. Got to be careful. To get the 96, it's 12 times 8, negative 8, isn't it? Oops. That is a yes. Don't trust yourself too much, I guess. Let's see. 12 times negative 8 is negative 96. And negative 7 times negative 15 is positive 105. And I am going to add them in my head. That is going to give me 9. Yes, it is. So that one's good. Now the second one is 15 times negative 8, which is negative 120. And negative 17 times 7. That's going to be a little tougher. Let's see. That's going to be 119, I think. So plus 119. And that is negative 1. Now, be a little careful. You know, some people are going to have trouble multiplying the 15 times the 8. Remember, that's just 40 and 80. That's what I did. I just took the 10 plus the 5 and multiplied it by 8 and got the 40, 80 plus the 40, which is 120. That's how I did it in my head. For the 17 times 7, I did more or less the same thing. I took the 70 plus the 49 in my head, which gives me the 119. So in case you're wondering where I'm getting those, and this looks like it's true for both, doesn't it? And it looks like a yes. Let's see. We've got a 1 over here and a 7 over here. So this first one looks really good. Negative 7 plus 8 is 1. And in the second one, we've got negative 9 plus 10, which is 1. So it's true for both. And that is a yes. Let's see. We've got 1, negative 10. Remember, the negative 10 goes over here, and the 1 goes over here. And in the first one, it's true. And in the second one, it's true. So that's a yes. Notice I'm going fairly quickly. And the reason I'm able to go fast is because I know my integers. It's really important that you know your integers. Now, x is negative 2, so that's good. And in the second one, or in the first one rather, we've got negative 36. That's 18 times negative 2 plus 50, which is equal to 14. And it's not negative 14. This is a positive 14, isn't it? Ruh-roh, watch out. That's a no. Easy mistake to make because that's a positive 50 and a negative 36. So this is a no. A lot of people are going to see the numbers and maybe, you know, get them messed up. Now this one's a negative 10 over here and a 3 over here. And I'm guessing you can do the negative 18 plus 8 and see that it's negative 10. And then in the second one, we've got negative 15 plus 10, which is negative 5, which again is not true. I'm going to write it down here. Negative 10, that's what they're saying, is equal to negative 5 times my x plus 10. Well, this is negative 15 plus 10, which is negative 5. And these are not equal, so this is a no. And it looks like we have one last one, and then we're done. We're testing to see if this one is true. We want half of x, which is 2, minus 8 is negative 6. So that one's true. And in this one down here, we've got negative 6, and we've got a 4. And negative 16 plus 10 is negative 6. And that's a yes. And I hope you guys will do yours and get to your mastery. And I'll see you back again sometime. Bye-bye.